Welcome back to today's Explainer. So today we're going to unpack something that literally acts as the secret DNA of all numbers in math. If you've ever looked at a sequence of numbers and just kind of wondered why some seem totally predictable while others just march to the beat of their own drum, well, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to break down the absolute fundamental difference between prime and composite numbers. Because once you understand their factors, those individual building blocks that multiply together to create them, you basically unlock the entire core of pre-algebra. So let's get into it. Let's just kick things off with a question. What actually makes the number 2 fundamentally different from the number 4, right? On the surface, they're neighbors on the number line. They're both even. They seem like they belong to the exact same family. But mathematically speaking, their internal structures, their literal DNA, could not be more different. It's wild. One is this really solitary, closed-off entity, and the other is a whole combination of multiple parts. So let's look at what creates this massive split in the math universe.
Section 1. The exclusive club. Prime numbers.
So the definition of a prime number is super strict. It's literally just numbers whose factors are exactly 1 in itself. That's the whole rule. And remember, factors are just the whole numbers you multiply together to get another number, right? So to be in this prime number club, you're allowed exactly 2 building blocks. No more, no less. Just the number 1 and the number itself. If literally any other number can divide into it evenly, boom, it's instantly kicked out of the club. It's a strict 2-factor maximum.
Let's actually apply this and do a quick step-by-step solution to find some factors. We'll start with a super easy example, the number 2. We just ask ourselves, okay, what whole numbers actually multiply together to equal 2? Well, 1 times 2 equals 2, right? Are there any others? Nope, that's it. Its factors are strictly 1 and 2. It's got exactly 2 factors, 1 in itself, so it's absolutely prime. Now, let's scale that up to a more normal example, like the number 7. Can we multiply 2 by anything to get 7? No. What about 3, 4, 5, or 6? Literally none of them work. The absolute only whole numbers that multiply to equal 7 are 1 times 7. So its factors are strictly 1 and 7, exactly 2 factors, which means, yep, it's a prime number.
Section 2. The socialites. Composite numbers.
Now the big defining contrast lies right here in the rule. Composite numbers are numbers whose factors are more than 2. That more than 2 is the absolute magic threshold. The very second a number gets a third factor, meaning some other number besides 1 in itself can divide into it completely evenly, it crosses that line and it becomes composite. It's literally composed of multiple different smaller numbers.
Let's look at how composites are built step by step. Let's take a normal example first, the number 4. So what multiplies to 4? Well, we obviously have 1 times 4, but we also know that 2 times 2 equals 4, right? So if we list out those unique factors, we get 1, 2, and 4. That is 3 distinct factors. And because 3 is definitely more than 2, 4 gets categorized as composite. Okay, now for a slightly more difficult breakdown, the number 12. Let's systematically hunt for all its factors. We always start with 1 times 12. Then, okay, 2 times 6 equals 12. Oh, and 3 times 4 equals 12. If we list all those building blocks out in order, it gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. That is a massive 6 different factors. So because it has way more than 2 factors, 12 is just your classic textbook composite number.
When you really look at this definitive split, the way math organizes itself is just perfectly clear. It's so neat. On one side, you have the strict prime numbers with those totally limited factors of just 1 and itself. And on the other side, you've got the expansive composite numbers with factor counts totaling way more than 2. It's this perfectly balanced dichotomy. Literally every single whole number greater than 1 absolutely has to fall into one of these 2 distinct boxes. No exceptions.
Just to really cement this in your mind right now, think of it as the ultimate head-to-head comparison. Prime numbers, exactly 2 factors. Composite numbers, more than 2 factors. The entire mathematical categorization right here hinges entirely on just the sheer quantity of a number's building blocks. It's such a simple rule, right? But as we're going to see, it creates some incredibly complex patterns when we start looking at numbers on a much larger scale.
Section 3. Comparing the number sequences.
Just listen to how the prime number sequence plays out. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, then jumping to 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, and honestly, it goes on to infinity. But what is so fascinating here is the absolute irregularity of it all. There is no simple, perfectly repeating rhythmic pattern, not at all. They act like these totally unpredictable milestones on the number line.
Sometimes they're incredibly close together, like 2 and 3, or 17 and 19. But then other times, massive, massive gaps open up between them. They just sort of appear whenever a number happens to have absolutely zero other divisors except 1 and itself.
Now contrast that totally random feel with the composite numbers sequence: 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, and it just keeps going. Basically, these are the numbers filling in all those gaps left behind by the primes. And you'll probably notice almost immediately that practically all the even numbers are hanging out here. Why is that? Well, because literally any even number greater than 2 is always going to have 2 as a factor, which instantly guarantees it has more than 2 factors total. But look closely. It's actually not just even numbers. Odd numbers like 9, which we know is 3 times 3, and 15, which is 3 times 5, those are composites too. They just completely crowd the number line because they're practically endless ways to multiply smaller numbers together.
But hey, consider this. Based on everything we literally just learned about these super strict factor rules, where exactly does the number 1 fit into all this? I mean, really think about it. The rule for prime is exactly 2 factors, 1 in itself. The rule for composites is more than 2 factors. But the only whole number that multiplies to get 1 is just 1 times 1, right? Therefore, the number 1 only has a single, solitary factor, just 1. It doesn't have exactly 2, and it definitely doesn't have more than 2. It is this huge, glaring anomaly that completely shatters both of the definitions we just spent this whole explainer exploring. So, where does it belong? Well, I highly recommend looking into that pre-algebra mystery next. It's a fun rabbit hole. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep questioning the numbers around you.